Windows.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Wow, that was fun. Hello, yeah. Welcome to whatever it is this is that it is. I need to go, right, what are we doing? No, stop. Go to the library. Thank you very much, that's what I wanted. Hello. Welcome to the Flash and Boat Podcast, Series 1, Number 2, because we're live. Yeah, no Brian again, I'm afraid, so you're going to have to put up with me babbling on, and that slightly buggers me up a little bit, if I'm honest with you. Because we were going to look at the Torchwood play Dead Man's Switch. There we go. And I haven't had time to listen to it this week. So, yeah. Way, Master Dark, you're in the Discord, are you? That's nice. Can't see you. Interesting. Okay. How very strange. So anyway, yeah, one quick apology here. I'm sorry for the audio coming out only on your left channel. I'm not entirely certain how to sort that out. That's going to be one we're going to have to look at some stage. Oh, good Lord, look at my hair. Anyway, I'm Siobhan, and, oh, hang on, Brian sent me a message. Okay, he's going to log in and restart, boys and girls. So we never know, we might actually get a Brian, which means we can actually review Torchwood. Hooray! Dead Man Switch. It also means I've got to put these bastard things on. Oh dear. You had a good week then, loves. Hello, Dave. How are you, sweetheart? It's Professor Dave, everyone. Yeah, sorry to hear about Lila, but I hope she feels better soon. Yeah, so I need to work out how to actually get the output from this on 2 channels instead of 1. Bit puzzled about that, thinking about it. Right, we still can't see Brian. This is what's going on. What terrible thing has happened to him? Dear God. Answers on the post. Actually, answers in chat. Feel free to use your imagination. So what's been happening? Well, there's been the new trailer drop, and just in case Adam Purcell from www.staggeringstories.net is watching, I won't go into details. All I'm going to say is, that looks nice. We're going to look at Series 10 this evening. Certainly, first 4 or 5. We'll see how long it goes on for. And wow, I can't see you at all. I can see your private messages, Brian, but I can't see you or hear you. And frankly, I think I'm the one who's better off. Let's be honest here, love. So anyway, I am so dead. Oh God. So yeah, we're going to look at the first 4 or 5 of Series 11, wasn't it? Sorry, Series 37. And yeah, we'll say what we're going to say about it. But if there's anybody around who just goes, oh, I don't want Daddy to go, it's a woman, you can just fuck off. I don't want to know. Before we start, and to give Brian time to work out what the hell's going on with Discord, a plea from the heart. This coming Thursday, the UK has a general election. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm going to tell you who to vote against, or at least ask you, should I say. Vote against the Tories. Whoever is closest to them in your constituency, vote for them. Okay, we've got to get rid of them, because I honestly don't think I'll survive another 5 years under them. Things are getting very, very hard. 3 ESA assessments in 2 years, and plus a PIP assessment on top of that. I've got 2 of those coming up on top of each other very, very soon. I'm just grateful to Helen Sterling and Andy Lane for basically helping me out with this. So yeah, please just vote for anybody except the Tories. Vote for whoever's going to make the most out of getting rid of. Yeah. Oh, that lost 2 viewers. I thought as soon as I went political, we'd lose somebody. Now, Brian is currently swearing. At some stage, he's probably going to blame his roommate, and then it won't be, obviously, it's not his roommate's fault. So what's probably going to happen is once he's done that, well, he's going to have to put himself together again afterwards. That's going to take some time, and then it's getting rid of the stains. Blood is so hard to shift. And then he'll be talking to the dog about it. And yeah, I'm desperately filling in here. Oh, fuck it. Brian has spoken in chat. Okay, he's resorting to speaking in tongues. Anyway. Oh dear. And now, from whatever the hell it is. Oh yeah. Well, it's the BBC Television's Doctor Who. It's Doctor Who. Do you know what? I still love that. Ridiculous, isn't it? I put that together. Ooh. I knew I needed some extra stings, some musical stings for, for the play, but I can't remember if I did it originally or if I actually did it a little bit down the line. I'd have to go back and listen to the first one, which you can do. They're all on Mixcloud. I don't think I put them up there. In fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't. So somebody either has or Mixcloud just goes around and trawls the RSS feeds to get podcasts on. Who knows? So, Doctor Who and the Series 11. Hang on a second. This is telling, okay? I can possibly, I don't know, list all the Doctor Who stories up to Series 26. Or Season 26, whatever you want to call it. After that, I start to have trouble. I can still do some of the early ones. The Eccleston, for example. Most of Tennant. And then I'm going to start missing things or putting them in the wrong place. And I think that's got something down to do with the fact that I'm going to put it down to Target books, quite frankly, and the passage of time. I don't find modern Doctor Who quite as rewatchable as old Doctor Who. Now, that could just be because I'm older and I'm used to a different way of storytelling. Though it was telling on the original Twitch screening of the classic series. So many people were saying, God, I wish they made it like this, in this sort of story structure and storytelling. I wish they made it like it was then. It's certainly slower, but it allows for the show to breathe. Let's see how Brian's doing. No, he still doesn't exist. I was going to give him his emergency podcasting exam tonight. Oh Lord, what am I going to do? So anyway, what I've had to do to show you just how bad it is, I've actually had to get a list up of the episodes of Series 11, because I can't remember their names. Ah dear, and there's me wanting to go to the Quiz of Rassilon. That's not going to happen. Well, it will happen, but there's a very, very good chance we'll come last. So much for the Golden Knockknacker. I has a fur. Last thing you want to be seeing, isn't it? Bloody cat fur! Gets everywhere. There was all sorts of Umawa flips, wasn't there, over this. And Lilibet, hello Lilibet, and hello Rosie Cat. So, yeah, Woman of Ellsworth, there was a lot riding on this. And I do feel rather sorry for Jodie Whittaker, the first female Doctor. Now, it shouldn't matter, but it does. Somewhere down the line, some people say, oh, it matters. And so there was a lot riding on it. Would the public accept a female Doctor? And they have, to a certain extent, played safe. Jodie's the 13th Doctor, or 15th, take your pick, is... She's happy. There's none of the angst of the Time War. She's just happily running around, being disappointed with people, doing the scrunched up face when she is. So stylish, so ladylike. Excuse me. We're back down to 3 views. I loved watching this thing go up and down, up and down. Anyway, and I like the character, but I don't think she's been given... She's certainly not being given her moment. What are you doing in the bin? Oh, dear God. Kitten in the bin. Don't ask. Just don't ask. Quick check on Brian. No, it doesn't exist. Ah, dear. So I enjoyed it, but she wasn't given her moment. She wasn't given some really meaty stuff to work with. Which is a shame, because I'm pretty sure she could knock it out of the park. I haven't seen Broadchurch, but I hear that, my God, the woman can act. She's also got a hell of a set of lungs on her. Dear God, did you hear that version of Yellow? Absolutely amazing, and I love the fact she get the Yorkshire accent in with it as well. Yeah, at the moment, the 13th Doctor is a little bit... wishy-washy is the wrong... She's a bit two-dimensional. That's the best way of looking at it. She hasn't been rounded out properly yet. Now, this goes, obviously, to a fault with the writing. Now, I'm no writer, but there's certainly a difference, and I'm not quite sure if it's down to the writing or the editing or whatever. With RTD and Stephen Moffat, you had a lot of quick-fire exchanges going on. And I'll read that in a second. But with Chibnall, with this, it just seems... There were times when I was watching, especially that first episode, and I thought, it's almost as if they're waiting for their cue to speak. It's a case of, right. And just something, it just didn't move quite quickly enough. It didn't feel natural. However, right, hang on a second. We've got messages in chat, so we'll get to that. Okay, first of all, third acts of our episodes are nearly all poorly written. Interesting. Now, I wonder where that comes down to. Is that the pass from the executive producer? Well, either way, somebody should have caught it. And from Sidious, sorry, but it looks like Google has decreed that I not be able to get on Discord to join the conversation. Never be cruel, never be cowardly, just be kind. Oh dear. I am so sorry about that, Brian.
All right, no, I turned off my Wi-Fi.
Fuck me, don't do that! Jesus Christ on a bike. I was not expecting that. Hello, dear. You turned off your what?
Hi.
What did you turn off?
I'm using my phone.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, if anybody actually knows Brian, give him a ring right now, because it's really going to fuck him up. And Nessie Exec, Discord won't even load for me. Shout at it. Anyway, Brian, how much of that waffle that I was coming out with did you hear?
Let me see if I can get this thing running. No, I was sitting in Discord since about 3:30.
I can't see you. I can see you now in the chat room, but
yeah, that's because I'm on my phone here. I was sitting there and I'm like, shouldn't she be on? I should be hearing something from her, and nothing.
Bizarre. You sound very different over the phone, by the way. You don't sound like Magus. Mind you saying that, I don't know what Magus sounds like using your device. He's not there. Are you still there? You're fiddling, aren't you, dear?
I'm trying to fiddle with the computer Discord because it's so much better.
This is Charlotte, who just tried to jump on top of my computer tower and turn the computer off, and I managed to catch her in time, didn't I? Yeah. Go on, little girl. I've really got to get a new computer case. So, where were we? Whilst Brian
Hello,
fiddles
kitty.
around, he'll say when he's sorted out. So I found that there was a certain stilted quality to some of the scenes, which, coming straight after someone as quick fire as Moffat, jarred a little bit, and is going to take a bit of getting used to for me. The show looked astounding. There's no two ways about that. The trips to South Africa, for example, that really, really did a beautiful job. And obviously, they've obviously changed lenses and equipment and this, that, and the other, and it's stunning. Absolutely is. Right. So what we're going to do is, here we go. Woman Who Fell to Earth, written by young Mr. Chibnall. The first thing that got me was colour. Like I say, the way everything's been changed up again. That was really impressive, I thought. But then, obviously, the story unfolds, and it just felt a bit slow. And then herself falls through the roof of the train, and why wasn't she a smear? I mean, I know there's regeneration energy, but she should have smeared a little bit, really, shouldn't she? And then, no? All right, then. And from there you get the usual thing. And again, it's a good step on point, because we're following Graham, Yaz, I was going to say Roz and Chris, Yaz and Ryan, and as they discover who she is, which means that anybody who hasn't seen the show before, it's all there for you, you don't have to know. Nice idea about actually introducing the TARDIS in the second episode. There's enough to concentrate on for the new viewer in that first episode. Don't overload in that respect. Now, I know it's been done all the time before, and it's worked. But I like this one. There was a leisurely pace to it. Possibly a bit too soapy in places. Possibly. But it was enjoyable. And they're sort of playing it safe, like I say, with Jodie. And the Ghost Monument, lovely title. I do like that, Ghost Monument. Onto a planet made harsh. Let's hope the UK isn't made harsh. Anyway, again, beautifully shot, beautifully done. A literal run around. And it was okay, but already starting to get annoyed with the sonic screwdriver. Episode 3, I'm not going to diss in the slightest. That's Rosa. I don't feel qualified fully to judge this. And that was a noise. We don't know what that noise was. It sounded like Velcro. Was that Velcro, Brian? We have no idea. Where is he? Is he still there? I've got to get you some elastic.
Sure.
Ah! Jesus Christ.
Now, I don't know what that was. I was just switching chat things on my phone.
Okay. So what did you make of that first episode? There a time delay?
I thought it was amazing.
I'm wondering if we have a time delay here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, this only works me counting if he actually says something eventually. But anyway,
We do.
There's a serious lag between us here. I'm asking you.
I was just going to let you count up to 10.
That's cruel. You know it's difficult. Yeah. There is a great deal of delay, which is going to make this interesting. Tell us your thoughts on the woman who fell to earth, that first Jodie Whittaker story. Please, Brian, I'm going to carry on talking until you interrupt me. I can do that. It's very easy. You just have to have very little brain and the ability to spout complete garbage until your co-host finally says something.
I thought it was a fantastic story. Very traditional New Who, where they have the tragedy at the end.
You see, I was expecting to continue there.
But it differed because she got an ensemble cast to go travel with her.
I mean, I got to admit, I do like the companions. They're fun, but again, it still seems a bit stilted. Look, it's not as bad as a live link-up with One Direction, but because we're not getting the feedback. But it is certainly interesting. Seriously, dude, you've got to find the Doctor Who After Party or Doctor Who Live the After Party on YouTube, because
this could definitely break my brain, if not the internet.
All right, we're going to... Hello, Benny Boy 1971. Welcome. You see? People want to hear from you, Brian, but you're going to have to be quicker than this. I'm not going to see it. So look, you carry on talking about what you want to talk about, all right? And I'll fill in by carrying on. I'm on Rosa. This is ridiculous.
Simply because Rosa. You can, okay.
Simply because
you're on episode 3.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Look, I'm going to carry on going, all right? Chip in where you can.
At least we're past the guy with teeth in his skin.
Well, we'll be back to him next week, probably. Yeah, I don't feel... Now, people are going to turn around and say, don't be such a fucking idiot. I know some people are.
Yeah.
But I don't feel... You don't apologise for being late. Good God. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tuning in. God, listen to me. Because I'm not black. We can't imagine what something like that, a person like Rosa Parks, meant. And I don't know. I feel that certainly the most heartfelt and the most knowledgeable sort of response, I'm guessing, would be from a black person. And believe me, I'm treading on eggshells here, trying not to be racist, because I'm anything but racist. But if you've got to say you're not right, anyway, you know what I mean. I honestly think it was a superb story. It was beautifully told. I was on the edge of my seat, even though I knew, obviously, Rosa Parks would not stand up. I was still on the edge of my seat, and the line from Graham, "I don't want to be a part of this." Yeah, that was just heartbreaking. And I think they did it justice. They didn't take anything away from what Rosa Parks did, what her own self, her own decisions and motivations. The rather lightweight sci-fi story played around it. And I appreciated that. The very fact that, it's a case of, no, we're not going to turn around and say, the Doctor inspired Rosa Parks. They didn't. Like, fuck, they didn't, quite frankly. Right, the next one I have problems with. What do you like with spiders, Brian? I'm not going to keep counting. Let's get an answer from him. Spiders!
Spiders are bad.
Okay. Fair enough. How bad are they? On a scale of 1 to the spawn of Satan.
Space spiders are worse.
Space spiders from space. Jesus. A bad cold. I blame Dave. Sorry, I'm just reading what's going on in chat. They're discussing health matters now. We'll carry on discussing fucking spiders. 8 legs. And yes, I am going to have a cigarette. Live with it, guys. So, They get back to Earth, and there's a very similar plot to the Green Death happening. I am an arachnophobe. I had a great deal of difficulty watching this. It was first time I've truly been scared of Doctor Who for a long, long, long time. We're talking decades. But because it was spiders, I was just yeah, it was. Yeah. What did you make of it, Brian? Did you have a similar problem with it, or?
Well, I'm not so much afraid of spiders, but there's a healthy respect in there.
Do you have poisonous ones over there in the America?
Oh, yes, we have black widows and all sorts of nasties around.
Okay. Professor Davis just said
The
that
the neat thing, after this episode, I did some research.
Okay,
and
go on.
spiders could eat every single human on Earth due to their numbers.
Why do you tell me this, you utter bastard? And as for
I'm
you,
evil.
Benny Boy, I've just seen that right to spiders. The fucking 8 legs are evil. Evil! Jesus. This is one of the reasons I have cats. Trust me, 7 cats, you don't get many spiders. Except for the permanent nightmare I have of one of the cats jumping onto my chest with a spider with his legs hanging out and just dropping it. The spiders were scary, and the atmosphere worked, but they were ultimately starved to death, and the horrible hotel owner gets away without any consequences. Now, I agree with that. He did get away without any consequences. One could argue he was actually doing the giant spider a mercy. However, his motivation was anything of the sort, quite frankly. Lucas the spider. Lucas? Lucas? What? What are you talking about, Brian?
Lucas the Spider, it's a YouTube thing.
Right, so...
It is perhaps the world's cutest spider.
No. No. There is no such thing as a cute spider. I'm sorry, it's just no. So that, to be fair, Arachnids in the UK was another step on point. The Suranga Conundrum. Bastards, I swear they came up. Russell T Davies was a bastard for the yeah. This is the one on the med ship, and with the pating! Not a fatang, a pating. Nice little run around. But again, nothing hugely to write home about. I'm possibly missing something there. What did you make of that one, love?
She really needs to still have her I am the doctor moment.
Yeah, I totally agree. She really does. Yeah. That's my big takeaway, certainly from the first half of this series. We're going to look at the second half next week. You up for next week?
I am up for next week. Hopefully Discord will be much more accommodating.
We shall pray to RN Jesus for some hope on that. However, we're not finished with Doctor Who yet, because Brian has been listening to the Torchwood play Dead Man's Switch. Brian, this is your emergency podcast test. I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet, so do you want to tell us about it?
I would like to. Unfortunately, due to work constraints, I had not had time to listen to this. How dare those people actually want me to do work at work?
Wow. Wow, ultimate fail from the flashing blade. Brilliant. Oh, dear. Okay, so we need to think of something else we can talk about. Chat. What would you like Brian and me to talk about in a sort of, I don't know, time-delayed fashion? We're now going to wait for a lot of clickety-clacketing going on keyboards and the like.
Just pretend I'm Internet Explorer.
You appear to be trying to make a podcast. Would you like some help with that? I don't know. So I can't talk about Claws of Axos because I'll be talking about that sometime next year on a different podcast. So I can't talk about that except to say it's quintessential Doctor Who. I don't know. What do you think of the new TARDIS interior? There we go. God, desperate or what? Ooh.
I miss the round things.
Yeah, there needs to be a lot more round things. Though there are round things in this one. Trouble is, I keep being reminded of Evil of the Daleks, the Emperor's Throne Room. Can't help it. Who would the Doctor vote for next week? Now, that's an interesting question. On policy, probably actually the Doctor wouldn't vote. It's not for them. It's your planet. You decide how you do it. Either the Greens or Labour, I would have thought, looking at policies.
Well, could the Doctor legally vote?
No, he's president of the World, love. He can't vote. He gets a plane, though, so that's nice. Trying to keep blowing it up.
He's pretty much an illegal alien anywhere he goes.
So he wouldn't vote for Brexit Party, then? Yes, is she the new Nyssa? Ooh. I think that the next series will show us whether she is or not. She is at the moment very much a third wheel. Mind you saying that, we're going to be looking at Demons of the Punjab next week. So, yeah, she's a bit of a third wheel. You remember Nyssa, don't you, Brian? Short, curly hair. Came from Traken.
Barely.
Okay, good. What Dave is referring to as Series 19 of the original series. Where it was Davison's first series, 3 companions, and they kept having to write a companion out. And yeah, Nyssa was a little bit weak. I still say the wrong person got killed. They should have got rid of Nyssa. When I was watching Adric back at the time of the age, I identified with him. Awkward and shy. Well, not shy, but brash. That's the opposite of shy. But I sort of did rather than Nyssa, who was just aloft and an ice queen and occasionally putting on a whingy face, ready for a cliffhanger. Wasn't Bradley Walsh a revelation, says Benny? Yes, he was. He'd done a fair bit of straight acting beforehand, but it was lovely to see him. I just wish, like I say, the actual verbal interactions, the sparring was just
yes. The only reason he came on the show was because he enjoyed working with Jodie Whittaker so much.
Oh, what were they working for together on? Obviously, aside from Doctor
Who. Their last project. Her last project right before Doctor Who.
Would that have been a Broadchurch? I don't know. Like I say, I never watched Broadchurch.
I believe so.
Oh, okay. I suppose I really should go and see if I can watch Broadchurch at some stage. Oh dear. Does it have a Baby Yoda in it? That's the question. If it doesn't have a Baby Yoda in it, then I'm not interested. I think all new series should have a Baby Yoda in it now. Yeah. Until they get fed up.
Everything needs Baby Yoda these days.
Right. So, we can't discuss Torchwood. Except to say that I've had a little look at the Big Finish site. I brought up various bits and pieces just to check out Dead Man Switch and also the other Magus. Billis Magus. Oh, Billis Manga. Manger? Who knows? Anyway, his other adventure. And notice just how many Torchwood stories there are. There are a hell of a lot of them. Yeah. So, what we're going to do now is something along these lines. Hopefully I'll get this right. Brian, we're going to attempt to sort of segue into the closing titles for the Who thing. How well do you reckon it's going to go this time, love?
About as well as my ability to get on Discord.
Yeah. Mind you, it's an interesting counting experiment. Talking of counting and things like that, I saw Mr. Rogers on Sesame Street the other day, which I liked. Tim Jerry, hello Tim. Lovely to have you here. Little bit of Alistair Locke. You can't beat Alistair Locke. Oh yeah. Boogie with the suitcase, Brian. I love that. That's one of the Alistair's versions of what's open. You get asked to do a mix between Madonna's "Open Your Heart" and the Doctor Who theme for a Panopticon. So he did one version, and then they kept asking him to what date. I think that's the latest, should I say, version of it. But that was from a few years ago. Yeah. So that's roughly about it, except to get the plug-in for the Sounds of Thunder annual. www.soundsofthunder.co.uk. £15 for a double disc of adventure, mystery, excitement, funniness and downright stupidity. And just £10 for the download. You get the download with the 15 quid CD thing. At some stage I'll tell you how, I'll go behind the scenes and tell you how we made it. If anybody's actually interested in that. Tim, it's lovely to see you here. It really is. I got loads of stuff from Alistair. There's a particular musical signature he uses when he does a version of the Doctor Who theme, and I poke him about it every now and again because it's not an intentional thing, but he puts it in, and it's a lot of it's a lot of fun. Yeah, you say that, Dave. It's a nice place to have the Bay community. This is what gets me. People who've come on, I mean, there's obviously myself, but other people who've come on, first thing they've done is ask how Elizabeth is. And quite right too. Like I say, it's a community. It's is there volume 2 of the Sounds of Thunder annual on the way? Not at the moment. We've got a Lovecraft story, not Thing on the Doorstep, an original one by Andy Lane. Will probably be the next story coming out. Thing on the Doorstep is floating around at the moment, but I've said we're not going to release it until I'm happy with it. And then we've got in the pipeline, in the distance, we've got John Peel's adaptation of The Signalman, the Dickens story, as well as a thematically similar story from David A. McKinty. I've no idea where he's going to go with that. It's going to be basically 2 plays on the one disc. So you have The Signalman, then you'll have a new play, which, whilst not necessarily linking directly into The Signalman itself, it'll just be That's the idea. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. The thing about these things is they cost a fucking fortune. I mean, the annual costs thousands to make, with travelling, hotel bills, and this, that, and the other. It was absolutely the best year of my life, quite frankly. That's what it was. I had a whale of a time making it, but I won't go into it now. All I know is I proved to myself I'm not useless. So that's it for the moment. Next week we're going to do the last part of Series 11. I've got to get this right. And we will be looking at Torchwood Dead Man Switch, won't we, Brian?
Yes, we will, because I'll have listened to it by then.
If not, ask your work to give me a call. All right.
I will.
Bloody hell! Hang on a second. Are you back on your main Discord?
I am back on my main Discord now, for the Discord gods have smiled upon me.
Oh,
and are now
hallelujah!
blessing me with voice.
Ah, Bod be praised.
All hail the Discord gods.
Bod the Father, Yuffie the Maker and Storyteller, and Mr. Claypool, who's holier ghost. Yes, that's the Trinity I believe in. I'll tell you that now. I don't know if we're going to fuck off right now, actually, now I think about it. Now you're actually able to keep up with me. Talk, Brian. Let's see what you come up with.
I shall regale. I shall verbalize.
Come on then, do it. What are you going to talk about?
Okay, the woman who fell to earth.
Oh, Jesus, we're back on this. Okay, yes, go.
Oh, we're back on this because that guy, that alien bad guy, creeped me the fuck out.
Tim Shaw.
Yes. Teeth in his skin and stuff. He reminded me of this character, the Tooth Fairy, from Sci-Fi Channel Zero. If you haven't had a chance to, look it up on Google. Google image search Tooth Fairy Channel Zero. You'll see exactly what I mean.
Have you ever seen the Singing Ringing Tree?
I have not seen that.
You need to look that one up as well. That was part of my childhood.
He didn't freak me out as bad as Ark in Space freaked me out when I was a little kid. So I guess that's good.
I was quite small when I watched that. I do remember watching Ark in Space quite clearly. Yeah.
Fantastic show. I mean, the story and everything, but damn, watching that green slime thing eat that person and just get bigger.
They cut that. I don't know if it's been put back into the DVD, but they did end up cutting it because it was just a bit too much.
It was on the Netflix. It was on Netflix when I rewatched it about a year or two ago.
Hang on, the chat's suddenly gone into talking like Mr. Claypole. Mr. Claypole was a character from a program called Rent-A-Ghost, who was essentially a minstrel. I'm having a problem with minstrels at the moment. I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online, and everywhere I go, there's a fucking minstrel. Hey, nonny, fuck off. Yes, sorry. So that was the problem you had with the woman who fell to earth, a man with teeth in his face.
I don't think it was just his face. I'm pretty sure it was everywhere, and that's just...
That's your imagination, Brian.
I hope so, because it's pretty twisted.
Really? You want an imagination like that? A twisted imagination like that?
Sometimes it's the only way to exist.
I'll give you that. All right, well, now you're back. Let's move on to the next one then, very quickly. The Ghost Monument.
Ghost Monument.
I'm not playing that thing again. Go on. Knock it out.
That had to be, like, just Chris Cinnaball's take on the entire first-person shooter genre. I wasn't impressed. It's the whole... He's trying so hard in this series to not be like the rest of the series. He's missing the entire point of why people tune in.
Interesting.
He's trying to be, I'm so original. Yes, but we don't tune in for all that. It's okay once in a while, but we want the Daleks. We want the Cybermen. We want the Zygons.
See, my problem with the Daleks right now is a case of, look, for Christ's sake, yes, bring them back, but don't give them some sort of convoluted plot or plan or this stuff. Let's have Daleks being Daleks. Just turn up, You got Rebel. Let's have a Terry Nation story. For fuck's sake, someone out there can write a Terry Nation story, surely. Let's have something like that. Good old-fashioned adventure.
Yes. Go on an adventure. Heck, go back, revisit the Aztecs.
That's a bit
William
awkward.
Hartnell was there.
Yeah, that's a slight problem, unfortunately. If he turns up back there, he's got a fiancée waiting for him. He made her cocoa.
Not anymore, because it's now a she.
She has a fiancé waiting for her.
Yeah.
Now, that actually would be an interesting thing. I mean, forget the Doctor being River. River would just take it in her stride. No. Kamika. That's... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, a little bit said that the Ghost Monument feels like a video game. What do you...
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, very much so. It feels like a video game. It watches like I'm watching something on YouTube or Twitch here. It kind of misses the point, though. This is like an ultra-violent first-person shooter.
The point being that it's missing.
The Doctor... I have to go back to this meme. Or what they said before on Facebook I saw. The Doctor... The Doctor is not a hero that has a blaster. He doesn't have a giant robot. He doesn't have bionic powers. He doesn't carry any weapons. And in this case, she doesn't carry any weapons.
That's made quite clear throughout the series, actually. She disapproves of it.
Yes. So why is she having her companions pick up a gun and run around and start playing a first-person shooter?
She didn't. He did that himself, and she was basically not happy about it. Mind you, we need to talk about the Battle of Vakakakakrakrak, but that will be next week. All right, very quickly. Arachnids in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Rosa. I remembered.
Rosa. I love the fact that they didn't really influence anything. This all came... Rosa Parks happened not because of the Doctor, but around the Doctor.
Almost despite the Doctor.
Almost. I hated the time-traveling villain in this.
That felt shoehorned. It really did.
It felt very forced. If it was just some bigoted Southern redneck assholes, I could have dealt with it a lot better. But we have to evolve at some fucking point.
We will. Like I say, I mean, this Thursday, she said, going back to politics, he's got a choice. Never be cruel, never be cowardly, just be kind, or the Tories. Anyway, sorry, I'm going to keep going on about that because I'm absolutely terrified about what's going to happen on Thursday. Talking of terrifying, talk to me about spiders.
Spiders. The giant fricking spider. The thing of nightmares.
I remember
Plus, it had Chris Noth from Law and Order on it. And they mentioned in chat that he was also on Sex and the City as Mr. Big. I don't know. Never watched the show. I don't know.
Really?
Okay. I had a small Kim Cattrall obsession for a short time there.
Yeah, exactly. And how many times have you watched both the movies?
No. But I did watch Sarah Jessica Parker in Hocus Pocus.
Okay, that's nice.
As a goth chick, she's pretty hot.
What did you make of arachnids in the UK?
Arachnids
I'm not a reliable source because I was terrified.
Once again, spiders, man. Spiders will eat everybody.
Fuck off with that fact! I'd forgotten about it, and now you brought it up again. Screw you, Brian. And the horse you rode in on. Jesus. Bastard.
It reminded me of a 70s movie about spiders from outer space. They came down in like eggs that looked like diamonds, and they just started eating people.
You sure that
Covering them in cocoons and everything. It was a horrible, horrible B, maybe D movie.
Sounds like some sort of video arcade. Some sort of video arcade? Hang on a second. Arcade game. There we go. I got there.
it sounded a lot like Eight-Legged Freaks. It was an American comedy action movie. It had David Arquette in it, and it was horrible. It was so bad. David Arquette and I want to say Kari Wurr.
Oh, hang on a second. Wesley from
No.
Princess Bride.
No. No.
Okay.
No, David Arquette was in
Not David
Scream.
Arquette, the other bloke.
Oh, Carrie Elwes.
Mm.
Yeah, whatever. I'm going to screw his name up anyway.
That's
Sorry.
the chappie from The Princess Bride, isn't it?
Yes.
Hey, I got it right. I'm not crap. And finally, talk to me about patings.
Why?
Because I asked you.
It's no. I mean, why did they do this? I mean, they're stranded on a hospital ship, and just made no sense. It felt like a filler. It felt like a filler until they got to the next one, which seems to be one of the main backstories for the series, for this season.
So the pating, you're not happy with. What did you make of the pating itself?
Oh, look, it's cute. It's small. It's no.
Oh, it doesn't sound like
I
you've
mean,
enjoyed
Terror
it that
doesn't
much.
have to come in a gigantic size all the time.
It doesn't sound like you enjoyed the first half of this series that much.
I had issues with it. It lost me somewhere along the way. Not only from the time change, moving from 8 o'clock Saturday to 8 o'clock Sunday, but Cinnaball just is trying way too hard to be different.
Okay.
And it's not working.
Do I correct him, boys and girls, or do I allow him to keep going with his delusion of how to say Chris Chibnall?
Okay, we'll go with that.
So I correct them every day of the week. A bunch of bloody Americans. Can't speak the language, you know. It's their
Just
breeding.
remember, Minotaurs.
Minotaur. Dear Bob.
Exactly.
Quite.
But yeah, no, he's trying way too hard.
Well, to be
And
fair, those are some rather big shoes he's had to fill.
Those are gigantic shoes.
I
he
think
has.
we've had our two super geniuses, and now we're getting ordinary writers come in to do it. And they don't, you know, Chibnall is no RTD or Moffat. He has a different vibe to him, a different way of doing things.
I think he has to find his voice for this as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But in fairness to him, he's had... I mean, he's worked on the show since almost the first, the Christopher Eccleston series, and then there was Torchwood as well. He should have got it sus by now, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But we'll see what next year brings. Always keep your fingers crossed. One thing that annoys...
I'm hoping in January Jodie Whittaker gets her gigantic "I am the Doctor" moment.
very much so.
Her Rings of Akhenaten, her speech at Stonehenge, her model of war, scale model of war, something that will cement her, because she's a fantastic actress.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good Lord, yes.
She's doing really good. They just have to give her the material to do it with.
I totally agree. I do. So far, from me, it's a cautious thumbs up, but could do better. For Brian wants to die about it, apparently.
No, I'm still holding. I'm still holding judgment. I'm watching it. I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping. I just don't see anything to say this is crap or this is great yet.
Okay.
It's mediocre at best.
All right, then. So, next week, we'll be finishing off the review of the 10th Doctor thing, which isn't much of a review, quite frankly. We're just sitting here whinging. And possibly Torchwood Dead Man's Switch. I might decide to do something newer. I quite like the idea of doing the blood on Satan's claw. No, blood on Santa's claw. I got that right eventually. A little bit's just said a thing. Matt Smith had his moment in his first episode when he walks through the hologram and says, "Hello, I'm the Doctor." Basically, run. Well. Okay, it's time to say goodbye, Brian. I know you've only just got here, but to be perfectly honest with you, with that time delay, you're not even around at the moment. Yeah, say goodbye to people.
Goodbye, people.
I hope it was a bit better this time. Like I say, hopefully next week Brian will not only be on time like he was today, but actually be able to talk without 20 seconds.
I was early this week, just to let everyone know. I was early.
He
I got in a half hour early.
He says this. I don't know. Is it time to wield? It is time to wield a sigh. Toodles, everyone. See, this thing fucking hates me.
You've got to fight for what you want.
You've been reading the Flashblade podcast live, series 1, number 2.
It's right to fight for what we want.
Brian and Sybil. No copyright infringement was intended. Any emails to mcfadden@gmail.com, and this has been a McFadden Publishing production for me. Ta-ra! Beware the goat. Oh, remember this is going to be on YouTube as well. I knew there was something I forgot to say.